GTA 6.2 JZ, 950 horsepower, spins the wheels off the line straight away, slams through the gears, very focused. Conor Shanahan this weekend, haven't really had a chance to speak to him. He's been in the zone and on the track as he now gets himself into it, puts the back end of that Red Bull GTA 6 right where it needs to be, and it's a very nice line so far from Shanahan. Little dab of the handbrake now in to outside zone 4, beautiful, but a little tag upsets the car a little bit, has to work to get himself back into it as he comes down for outside zone 5. Beautiful line from Shanahan in 6, goes for 7, and look at this, is textbook from Shanahan across the line.
Oh man, other than that, listen, the wall tap was great. For a fan, for you and I, for everybody in the stands, everyone at home, that is great.
Him, awesome. What will happen this weekend? It's going to be a story, it's going to be a movie, that's for sure, as he slams through the gears. Shanahan from Ireland in that Red Bull Toyota GT86 tries to go 90 degrees to the wall, he holds onto it, stands on the throttle nice and early and does what his brother tried to do. Now fires it back onto the wall once again as Shanahan opens up the throttle. He'll want a top qualifying, he's currently in 3rd in qualifying. What can he do as he absolutely fires through outside zone 4, full throttle transition from Shanahan, dabbles the foot brake, wheel on the white line, tail lights on the wall from Shanahan. Wow, are you serious?
Oh man,
Conor Shanahan is a man possessed this weekend.
After seeing your brother go for it, you
Germany in Ferropolis for round 6 of Drift Masters. Qualifying is set, the grid for tomorrow is done, but this is a qualifying showdown. 4 points away for somebody, but who's it going to be? As Shanahan fires in, Korpolinski in tow, as he looks for the back bumper of that GT86, and look at that, for Korpolinski, slows down the car massively, waiting for Shanahan to get back on throttle. Shanahan now, up and gone, fires that GT86 right where it needs to be. Korpolinski, though, can't be shaken, as the Polishman goes for the door of that Red Bull GT86. They fire down towards outside zone 5, and Korpolinski willing to risk it all for the points as he looks for the door. The GT86 once again, a door-to-door across the line.
I expected nothing less on this battle.
Korpolinski to lead, Shanahan to give chase, and off the line through the gears they come as Shanahan chases down, looks for the back bumper of that S14, 2JZ singing out on circuit. Look at this, Shanahan now in tow, nice and close as Korpolinski goes nice and wide, puts the back bumper towards the door, towards the wall as Shanahan goes for the door on both guys. A little wobble, a little shimmy into that outside zone 4, but Shanahan can't be shaken as he repays the favour, risks it all as he goes for the transition. Shanahan looking and stuck to the door of Pavel Korpolinski across the line.
Oh, this is tough. This is so tough. Championship. This is bragging rights at the kitchen table.
Oh, it certainly is. This is for sibling rivalry. Well, here we go. The lights start to illuminate. We get a green light. It's going to be Conor Shanahan to lead out Jack Shanahan for the final of our qualifying showdown. Look at this. Jack Shanahan straight onto the back bumper of Conor as they fire in. A little stall up from Conor and it holds off Jack. Now Jack starts to apply the pressure as Conor goes for that wide line, a good transition, but Jack Shanahan's with him. He can't be shaken as he almost makes contact in outside zone 4. They go wheel to wheel and they go for the transition. It didn't even make sense. Jack nearly pulling the whole front end of the car as he buries the wheel into the door across the line.
Equal machinery, equal upbringing, equal train. Everything is equal between these two, and that will always make for one of the best battles we're ever going to see.
Final run of our qualifying showdown. They spin the wheels off the line, they get through the gears, and here we go for the final one of the evening as they fire through. Look at this from Conor straight onto the door of Jack. He's closer than Jack was before as they fire into the outside zone. Look at the line from Jack Shanahan though, nice and deep into those zones, but Shanahan, Conor's with him onto the door as he's glued the front wheel to the passenger door and the driver door of that GT86 into outside zone 5 goes Jack Shanahan. But look at this from Conor. Conor can't be shaken across the line.
It's exactly it. It's just a mirror image of what just happened.
This young man did it. He also won the qualifying showdown and now starting to claw points back on Peter Viensek, but we're going to find out more about that as we move through. We wait for the light to go green as they creep off the line. It's the first battle of top 32 here in Germany in Ferropolis for round 6, and Shanahan leads out Jarko Euler, but Euler's not going to go down without a fight as he sticks it to the door of the young Irishman already. But Shanahan, that perfect lead line is exactly what the judges are looking for. Jarko Euler now trying to deal with it as he tucks that big JZX 100 onto the side, but backs out of it, fearful of hitting the wall as they transition into 5. Jarko Euler goes for a dive onto the front wheel, almost tags the side of the GT86 as Shanahan puts it to the wall and across the line.
Oh man, just a second run. Fantastic. So another thing the drivers have to compete with.
Yeah, certainly so. So here we go, off the line. Jarko Euler now to lead out Conor Shanahan for a spot in the top 16 awaits, and a nice initiation, flexes the whole back end of the JZX 100 up the wall, puts himself right where he needs to be and opens the door for Conor Shanahan. Shanahan staring down the barrel, looking to get into the pocket. of Jarkko Euler's JZX as they get into outside zone 4. Nice line so far from Euler, giving Shanahan all the opportunity to get nice and close. And Shanahan not taking the opportunity, but now starts to rein him in, now starts to dive on the door and mirrors the angle across the line.
Ooh, is this going to be enough for Conor Shanahan? Because, I mean, already starting to pick apart the chase runs, because both leads were pretty good there. Jarkko Euler and Dwayne needs this after all the mechanicals he's had this season.
But he's had heartbreak all the way through 2025. It isn't the year he'd wanted, but now Dwayne McKeever sits with a hope, with an opportunity to try and claw some points back, and he fires in onto the door. And Shanahan puts it to the wall. McKeever can't be shaken. They go to that second outside zone. And Shanahan's got that flawless lead line. The top qualifier yesterday puts it right where it needs to be. McKeever, though, in tow. He knows he can lean and trust on Shanahan as they come through the outside zone, through the smoke. The transition so close, almost ripping the front and back off both the cars. As McKeever goes for the door once again, Shanahan across the line.
Yeah, just already epic. Just already epic right off the go, even from the run-up. Dwayne McKeever trying
business for Martin, but it's business in more for the drivers in the cars. They slam through the gears. Look at this, Shanahan watching McKeever's every move as they fire down to initiation. McKeever fires that car in. Shanahan shallows up the angle, looks for the front wheel, looks for the door. And McKeever's 180SX as he absolutely fires for the outside zone. Shanahan goes for kill though, he goes for the back bumper already, and now starts to lose a little ground as McKeever squeezes the throttle through the floor. Big brake transition from Shanahan, he jumps onto the door, and this could be the move he needed as he squeezes McKeever to the wall. Take it easy, want him to put on a fight. Well, here we go, car slams into gear, wait for the green lights. Shanahan to lead out McKeever, the higher qualifier opted to lead first once again as he clutch kicks that car to initiation. But look at McKeever right down the inside, more aggressive than he was before. He goes wheel to wheel, backs off to let Shanahan get the job done on that transition. Now works his way back into the groove as Shanahan goes for outside zone 4. McKeever's closer than ever before. Look at this, he's tagging the door on outside zone 4. McKeever's a man possessed. How did he make that transition work? McKeever back onto the door once again, goes to seal the deal, and he does across the line.
I don't know how he keeps dialing it up like this. He's finding more pace in the car.
He slams that car into gear and he gets the green light. McKeever leaves and they are ready to rock and roll as they come down and through the gears, flick that car to initiation. Look at this, Shanahan now tries to repay the favour as he goes door to door through outside zone 1. Shanahan almost mirror image of McKeever's chasing down. McKeever opens up the throttle, Shanahan goes for a brake dive. They get into outside zone 4, he tags it on the wall and upsets the line ever so slightly. Shanahan falls back as he now dives through the smoke, looking for the side. And McKeever's 180SX, he's into the final outside zone and across the line.
I mean, Conor, this is the tough part when you know you've got to go all in. When you know
the success.
everything is
Marco Zaccaru would love nothing more than to make it into his first ever Final Four in Drift Masters in 2025. They're off and through the gears and Zaccaru's left in a cloud of smoke. And the car breaks down, he doesn't initiate, and Shanahan fires it in. And Marco Zaccaru replicates what happened to him here many moons ago at Drift Masters, where the car failed at the highest point of the event.
Man, absolutely gutted for him. This is a worst nightmare come true for Marco Zaccaru. Oh,
To lead out Pavel Korpolinski, the surgeon. The shadow versus the surgeon sit on the line, and it's going to be Shanahan to lead the line from the green light. They slam through the gears and they flick it to angle as they both fire down, and they flick it to angle once again, and Shanahan goes nice onto the wall. A little check up there from Pavel Korpolinski as he squeezes his S14 into the pocket of Conor Shanahan's GT86. They flow into outside zone 4. Neither guy wanting to give up as Korpolinski pushes once again and bursts through the smoke as he looks for the front wheel of that GT86. They go to the edge of the circuit and to the wall and across the line.
Here we go. This is it. This is the beginning of the end for all of these drivers. Every single battle, every corner, initiation, handbrake pull, all of it.
Champion as they sit on the line. Korpolinski gets the green light and it is go time as they slam through the gears. Shanahan laser focus, flicks that car and pulls the steering wheel towards the back end of that S14 as they fire into that first outside zone. The second one collected. Korpolinski's on an absolute flyer. And Shanahan can't be shaken as they fire through the smoke. Korpolinski goes for that perfect line into that outside zone. Korpolinski giving him all the opportunity to get close and personal onto the door. And Shanahan takes it through the smoke as he goes closer than Korpolinski as he rubs the wheel on the door across the line.
And this is the difference in their transitions. Pavel Korpolinski, very calculated. Conor Shanahan,
multiple championships. The lights get flickered, the car slammed into gear, the green light goes, and it's going to be Conor Shanahan to lead out Jack Shanahan for a spot on the top step of the podium. And already a gap's opened up as Conor fires down, but now Jack starts to rein in his brother as he squeezes the accelerator and looks for that perfect lead line that Conor put on last night as they fire into outside zone 4. Jack finds the door, takes a step in and starts to push his brother across the circuit. Conor fires into outside zone 6 and Jack's with him as he goes for the front wheel. It's Shanahan on Shanahan across the line.
This is no games. This is no strategy. This is just two brothers going head-to-head and battling it out in front of all of these
Could
people.
this be the final run of round 6, 2025 as they come off the line? It's going to be Jack Shanahan to lead out his brother Conor, and Conor fires it in onto the back wheel already, but look at the lead line from Jack Shanahan as he puts it to the wall. Now Conor loses some ground. He starts to regain it as he shortcuts the circuit, but look at the flawless line into outside zone 4 from Jack Shanahan. Conor's with him. Onto the front wheel he goes. He pops through the smoke on transition. Jack Shanahan finds the edge of the circuit, but Conor's buried onto the door. Conor Shanahan pushes